If I had a plan, I would scratch my nuts. No, that's not much of a plan. I want to talk about Donald Trump's wall and some common sense. So, here it goes. Unless you're a pastor buck. If you're a pastor bucker, well, you just get everyone to pay. Doesn't matter what you do, because you'll be gone and everyone else will fix your credit card. You know what I mean? So if you're one of them ladies in the one free wills, then I guess you're going to have some problems. But if you're a real decent leader and you're worried about how people really do see you, money doesn't solve everything in your life, and you want to do things right, stick to some words of the Bible, spiritual areas, and a balance, stuff like that, and be real, then you would do this type of plan instead of what you see. Now, if you wanted to attack a country, definitely a country that supplies a lot of fuel, you'd want to think about what's going to happen if I attack this country. What's it going to do to the rest of the world? And I want to look bad. I don't want to make things worse. I am talking about peace. And so what would be the wisest thing to do? Well, I would say before you attack the fuel, and this won't even help the rest of the world, but you can go advise them behind the scenes on what probably do that and get them to all get the fuel. Maybe even get these countries and sweet talk them to give them a good deal that you're going to be good for a while, a little bit like what Hitler did to Russia. You know what I mean? It's a kind of a thing that cunts get cunt stuff. You know what I mean? And so at least it isn't for you. And if they are evil, it balances out. And if you're evil, then you just do what they do. And that balances out too, I guess. But what you do is you go out and you all save your fuel. And you have this plan when you go to do something, you have a plan. And your plan says that you'll do a blockade, you'll bomb some of this, you'll do this to stop a country from out to dominate themselves and others around. First, you must plan ahead. And if it comes to fuel, and if you care about the people, you must plan. If you don't, then you just do and people just fix it. And that's a sad system to see out. The planning ahead is getting all the countries to get fuel reserve. Right? War costs money, change costs money. But if you do it right, it can be cheaper. So you spend all this money with fuel reserve, you get it to be protected, you keep things closed, you can, like they do with nuclear kind of bullshit, right? As long as you can, eventually it'll probably come out, that's what history always says, but it gives you a starter, right? And then, once you got, say, I would say 2 years, you got countries, you get up a good supply in the country, right? And then after that, you go, now let's go to a blockade because we've got 2 years fuel. We can do this blockade for a year, we'll say, right? It should be done within a year. That's the plan. We're going to have 2 years because if it's not, because a lot of things do take longer than expected, we can change our mind or quickly able to fix something. The fuel would go, right? When it comes to this plan. And if we have to, hopefully by then, we'd be able to do that because we've already caused this much damage and got rid of that much threat. And you make this plan. And you go around the world and tell these other people, definitely ones that agree to what's going on, and you make the plan, right? And the more, at least, people you tell, the better you can get it done. Because the more you tell people, the more likely to see what's going to get out. And you make it look like them. So you only have to tell the top, and then they juggle some stories to make it look like something else. If you just want to get some reserve up, change some numbers a little bit, they can add a building, but not as much. And all these type of little things, they're quite easy, actually. It used to be big, difficult things that we learned back in the day. But once we've learned it, it can become quite easy to do these basics. And then you go do your blockade. Doesn't that sound a bit wiser? If Donald Trump did all that, if Donald Trump did all that and said, look, we don't even have to worry about fuel. In fact, when we go to do this blockade, we get it to a decent fuel price, we've got it for a decent fuel price, and we can cap it. Right? You cap the fuel costs so it doesn't go any further. And if it's not that, and you can tell that to the other country too, so the other country will be like, oh, you desperately need it yet? Because you don't want that, because that makes the blockade harder, doesn't it? Right? You want to have the reserve so you can go, no. If you can hang on for a year, that's cool. I might think about it in a year's time, maybe. Right? You say that to 6 months, see what they say there. We're cool. We can hold this blockade, unless you want to do this, this, and that. Would be more wiser. Your people wouldn't get angry. They'll be just as happy still to stick with the plan. You're not passing the buck to the people, right? You're keeping the money the same. You haven't lost anything. You know what I mean? But what do we see? We see the devil pissing on us, don't we? That's what we see, instead of these decent things. And see you later.